I was looking at how this cab is held on, and what it has in the back here, there's two bolts, a bolt on each side, and it has a spring under that bolt. And I'm not sure why. I don't know. I guess that gives that cab a little cushion so it's just not mounted directly to the frame and help keep it from shaking apart, I guess. But on the bottom of that bolt, I discovered something else. I'll see if I can get underneath here and show it to you. I was holding that bolt on underneath here, and I wonder how many years this has been here. It's a pair of vice grips. There, I guess you can see. There's no nut on that bolt, and there's a pair of vice grips fastened on there. I just wonder how many miles those vice grips have ridden underneath this old truck. Here's the old mechanical brake system. Series of rods and levers back there that operates the rear brakes. I don't think it would stop very well, not on the hills where I live. Well, I've been vacuuming out this old truck, and so I could get to the gas tank and maybe pull it, clean it out, and blow out the fuel line or put a new one on probably. And just looking it over, and there's just so many neat things about this old truck. I love how they patched that broken back glass. They just put a bolt through the center. I guess you can't see that very good, but it's a pretty good patch job. And I just imagine an old farmer driving this old truck around with his rifle back there so he could pop a coyote if he needed to. And there's a lot of things. I'm still discovering things about this truck that I didn't know. And the upholstery in this thing, the panels were put on with tacks. This is over on the other side. You can see better. But here's somebody's put a little piece of wood on there and tack that on there to help kind of hold the upholstery on. And so I was looking at that, and then I ran across this. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's carved in the wood, and it says KG 1954. So that's just kind of neat. All kinds of neat stuff on this old truck. When I was a teenager, my dad came home with a Massey Harris tractor, and it had a crank. And for some reason, we cranked it part of the time. I'm sure it had a starting system on it, but I don't know. Maybe he just wanted to teach me how to crank a rig and not break my arm. You know, if you saw a farm boy, you saw a lot of farm boys in the 50s and 60s running around with a cast on their arm, and these old tractors, you crank them, and they'd come up on compression and then kick back and snap the guy's arm. So I learned how to crank one without breaking your arm. And what you do is you don't ever want to push down on this when it's on compression. If you see me push down on this, it's not on compression. When I feel it coming up on compression, I'll go back and get another bite so that I'm pulling up on this crank. So that way, if it should backfire and kick backwards, that crank will fly out of my hand. Whereas if it was over here and I was pulling up on it and it kicked backwards, it would come up like that and snap my wrist or break an arm, possible. So that's what you always want to be pulling up on that crank when it's on compression. And that's just something I learned, and I think it's a hoot that this thing will start with a crank. So a lot of fun.